Recording. Okay, so let's open the Sublime and go looking for the folder for the unit converter. I think on the desktop, unit converter is right here. Select this folder. So we have three files. Okay, we have a index.html, which holding our content, and then we have a style.css, and just change the style of our page. And I have main.js to holding the JavaScript file, JavaScript code to make it more dynamic and make it really functional. Okay, so open this in browser. See, this is what we have for now. Okay, we have an input field here. If we just enter any number here, it will change this pounds into grams and kilometers and ounces. Okay, and so today we will make this more powerful. We want to make it allow you to select what kind of unit they want to enter here. Maybe you want to enter grams, and we will show the kilograms and ounces and the pounds in those cards. And we also can allow you to choose different maybe temperatures, maybe different lenses, meters or miles, things like that. Okay, so let's change the content and make a drop down here, allow users to choose which one they want. So let's come back to our index.html, and in order to add a drop down after the input, we can actually check how we do that in Bootstrap class. So we'll go to Bootstrap inputs, Bootstrap input. Okay, have input groups. If you just saying they have things like this, and if you just go all the way down, we have multiple inputs, and buttons will drop down. Yeah, this is the kind of things we're looking for. We have button and we have drop down here. Okay, and I just let you know you can just check the code here, or you can just if you are already familiar with the Bootstrap class, you can just write after in the same form group, right? In the same form group here, after the input, you want to have another div. This is the place you want to put the drop down menu there. So in this div, we're using a class called input group append. Okay, this will append the drop down after the input field. Input. Upload it. Make it bigger, and there's nothing special. Just end this div after the input. If you haven't finished the unit converter, and you can just watch I'm doing that, okay? Because we will have the videos in and the code in the GitHub and YouTube, so you can just doing that later, okay? And you can just watch me doing that. See if you have any question, you can just ask me. So after the input, we have this div class using input group append. I mean, append this div after the input field, okay? So inside this div, we can have a select. Remember, we have a select allow you to choose things from the drop down. Okay, so select here we have using options inside it. Option. We have options inside it. Can copy this here, paste some more options. We have 4. We can see here, user can choose maybe lbs, grams, kilograms, ounces. We can have more options. Copy this, and let's change to Fahrenheit, a centigrade, and things meters, and miles, right? Things like that. You can add more inches. I have typo here. Miles. Now you can have more of them. Just it's all up to you. We have to things like that. Okay, so if I just go back to check our code, check the page. Okay, let me check the page first. It's right here. I want to make it actually on the right side, so I think I need to use some class here. Let me see. Have a form group, have a form control large, input group append. Did I do anything wrong here? Oh yeah, I need to change this form group into an input group. Yeah, change the form group into input group. Okay. To Fisher page. That's right here. Okay. And we can make it look better, like use some like a class, like a class for select. We can make it using a btn class, make it look more like a button. Okay, that's a little bit better, like that. So, and we can actually like make them into different groups. Like we can have a group for ounce, kilograms, grams, and pounds. Make them into like a weight group, and these two into a temperature group, and those three in a distance group. So we're just using a OPT group here, and open OPT group. I put those things inside this OPT group, like that. Okay, and these things are in another OPT group. That's option groups. Okay, that's the first option group, opt group, and those are in another option groups. Okay, and for the option groups, we can see the label of this. It can be weight. The label for this group is temperature, and the label for this group can be distance. Okay, the distance units, temperature units, and the weight units. So if we just come back to the page, you see if I open this, you can see the difference. Okay, we have a label showing separate them into different groups, so the user can choose like easier for them to find like which units they want to see. You want to change the if you give like a pound here, say open a 1 that gives grams, kilometers, and ounce. If they choose grams, they should give we should have ounce, kilograms, and maybe pounds here, right? If we like choose meters, they will show if it enters like some meter, 1 meter here. It should say how much the 1 meter transfer into miles, transfer into inches. Okay, it should be all here, showing the like depends on the different selections the user choose, and they should give a different result. Okay, this is what we really want here. So that's it for our HTML. Maybe we'll use some. We will need some IDs, like so we can call those things in our JavaScript. Like for the selection, I will have ID equal to unit. This is select for the unit, right? It makes sense for me. You can choose any unit. I mean any IDs here. I want to call this selection with ID equal to unit. And so we can then go into our JavaScript. We can refer to this. So let's go to our JavaScript. Okay. So we already have like a visibility. Let's keep it here. Yeah. Okay. Let's keep it here. Actually, let me delete it. I don't think I need the. Let me just comment out. Okay. And we have a document the query selector to catch user input. I need to catch the another event listener to catch the user selection, right? catch the unit selection. Right? Okay, whatever user selects, I want to catch that. Document the query selector, and remember we just got have a unit selector with ID equal to unit. I want to add a user listener there. No matter what I input there, you run the function convert. Run this function again. Okay, I want to make this both of them will run. Like even no matter if I change the value in the input field or I change the selection, it should run the convert again. Okay, you should run this convert function. Okay, so right now both of them are like if I change something in the input value, it will run the convert function. If I change something for the unit, like I change something in the selection, it will just change into another unit here. It will run the function too. Okay, both of them are going to run this convert function. So let's update our unit function. For now, it's just always like give us a result of pounds, right? We want to update it to with more functions. So let's convert. Let's comment those things out. Okay, let's do it one by one. Let's first test if this function is really like a card. Let's just using this console log I did before, like a console log function is card. Okay, let's see if it's really running. Just hit F12. Let's make it bigger. Okay, so if I enter some value here, it's card. If I change the unit here, that function is called again, right? Right? I can just change it every time. No matter I change the value here or I change the unit here, the console log function is called. That means it's running one by one. Okay? If you change the number here, it's getting running. If I just change the value here, change the selection here, it's another function is called. It's no matter which part I change, it will run this function for me. Okay, because both of them have using an add event listener. I have a listener waiting for the input change. Okay, and so here let's comment this console log out, and we have a let input equal to target value. This is catching the user's input. Okay, and we need also to catch the unit, right? We need to also get a unit. So let's make it get users unit selection. Alright, so like let unit is equal to e dot another e use instead of e. I think I'm using the document the query selectors. I did it yesterday, like it's right here. The input is equal to query selector the input value. This is getting the ID input value which is the input here, right? This is has a ID equal to input value. So this one is getting the whatever user input here. So here I want to get whatever user select. It means the query document the query selector. Select the ID equal to unit. I want your value. Your value should be the unit, right? The unit user select. So let's try it. Let's console log. Console log this unit. It should be whatever user the input user change it here. Like for example, if I user choose grams, it should give me the grams. If user choose meters, it should give me the meters. Right? That's gonna be that's going to be the value that the user changes here, okay? Because we are getting the value of the ID equal to unit. Alright, so we are having the user's input, we are having the unit. So next thing is I want to like check this unit. If the unit is equal to pounds, we want to give the grams, kilograms, and ounce. If the unit is equal to like meters, we want to give miles and inches, right? We want to give a different result based on whatever user inputs there. So we can have switch cases here. Switch cases. I check the unit, right? Switch. Like check the unit value, right? So we can say for a case when the unit equal to LBS. So we'll run we'll do something here, right? We'll do something here, and then when the case is equal to grams, we want to do something like different cases. We have a list of them, a lot of them. Okay, so let's do them one by one. I can, like say, when the case equal to pounds, I can do. Let me actually change the IDs of it, because for now it doesn't make sense if I have the lots of cards only have the for our output, right? We have a div. We use to put our output in this div. We have output for grams, for kilograms, and ounces. But right now they are not gonna always be ounces, grams, and kilograms. They are gonna change depends on what we select, right? It may be meters, maybe centigrade. Okay, centigrade, things like that. So we want to actually delete those because they are not always gonna be grams, kilograms, and ounce. Right? It's just we still want to keep this output div here, but we will put different answers inside it. Depends on what unit the user select. Right? If the user selects pounds, we still want those. We still want the grams. We still want the kilograms and ounce. So we can do document the create selector. We select the output field, the output div. Right. This will get by selecting the ID equal to output. We're getting the output div. I want to change your inner HTML. Right. I can say your inner HTML is equal to. I can put those cards I just deleted here, right? I have those cards here, and I just copy them. It's just them here. I can put it here. Change your inner HTML into this. But I think I will need some comments, like make everything in comment. This one plus this one, right? And plus this one. Make everything into as a string, adding comments into quotations. It will be like that. So I have let's delete the comments here. So this is a part for the grams, right? I'm using this. This is part for kilograms. Using the JavaScript, I'm using the JavaScript comment, not the HTML comment, because we are using the JavaScript file. So here should be ounce. Okay, so let's change this into comments. Not comments, into strings. Okay, make it use quotation marks for them to make it look like a string. Yes. What do you mean by give a class in HTML? Yeah, we give the ID, right? We give the ID equal to output. Yes, you can. For example, you can put all your code in HTML, and when ID, when unit is equal to grams, we want to show this. Show the when unit is equal to pounds, we want to show those fields with ID maybe equal to gram, equal to kilogram, and ounce. When the unit changes to meters, we want to hide those IDs. We'll hide gram, hide kilograms, and hide ounces. It's going to be a different way, but it's give a similar result. Okay, so you can easily for now, each time when I change the result, I want to re-render whatever the HTML of the output field. Right? For now, when the output field is totally empty, I want to render it in the JavaScript, or you can just actually put them here, and you see when your unit equal to pounds, I want to show them. When the unit is equal to meter, I want to hide them. I want to show others like other output. I want to show a different output. You have multiple output there. Like it will change. Like for meter we show this. For pounds we show that. This is another way. It's also working. You can try that. It's gonna be a different way. Like you have every content in your HTML, and sometimes you hide this, sometimes you show this. It depends on the different selection. That is one way. And you also you can do it like in what I'm in the way I'm doing here. I'm trying to make it leave this empty and leave the leave the output in empty, right? Make it totally empty. I can every time I just add different in HTML for it. Okay, both of them are gonna working. And I believe there's a lot of other ways to make it work too. But I'm just this is a way I come up into my mind at first. But you can try the way you come up in your mind first. All of them gonna working. Okay. So let's finish it in this way first. Okay, so we have Steve.
So why do you put it as strings?
Because this is in JavaScript file. Like when we're seeing update someone's in HTML, we want to say it's in HTML equal to either a number or a string. That means it will put those strings into this output. That is. It's right here. It's put this whole things I have, like the whole things I have. We'll put it right here, and when we put it here, the browser will know this is HTML syntax. So I will show it in HTML way.
Okay, because I thought you were in the HTML file doing it as strings.
No. It's in the JavaScript file. Yeah. So in JavaScript file, I'm saying. Yeah, we switch it. When it is to pounds, I want to show it like that. I want to change the in HTML of output into this. This is similar like how we did it in bookmarks, right? In bookmarks, we're also using like in HTML of the results, bookmarks list. If I remember that, this is just a similar thing. So I think we need another plus here. And plus all of them together. Plus. There are a lot of plus.
So just a plus in between every tag?
Yeah, I'll just plus them together. You can either put them in everything in one line or like this. This just makes it easier for you to find if you're missing any maybe close tag or missing any brackets, things like that. To help you to see if you're missing anything. But it's exactly the same if you put everything in one line. Yeah, like easier for me to see. I didn't missing tag here. I didn't missing tags here, right? It's easier for you to see those things. Okay, so we have the cases for pounds, right? So if the unit is equal to pounds, we can actually show those. So if we just go back, check it, refresh the page, it's not showing anything because I think I need to change something and change it back. Nope. Let me see. Oh yeah, I didn't put those values inside. For now, it's still empty. I don't need those IDs here. I can just directly put the values inside. Like so, for in this div, I can use this div plus whatever we have for the value. We have the input, right, times this number. Change it into a gram, right? Okay, just put this number here. And for this one, it's the same. Yes.
Since you have to make cases for each one of them.
Yes.
You take all the attributes for HTML and put it into one function and then call that?
That's a really great question. This is how I actually want to do that later. I just want to show you if we have a lot of code in this one function. This will be really like a long function. We can actually put the code, separate them into different functions. Okay, this is the next step. let me just finish what I'm doing here. So this is the value for the kilograms. That is a really great question because this is what I really want to do in next step. And I want to put the value for the ounce here. Okay. So if I refresh the page, type anything, yeah, I'm getting the value for kilogram and ounce. This is showing a null, means I have some typos there. Let me check that. Yeah, I have another multiple here. Let's delete that. Refresh the page. Okay, it's still showing the answer. But if I change things, it stops working. It stops working. Okay. And I want to change that. So because in the cases we don't have anything there. Remember in the so we can actually put these things into another function. So in this case, we can just when in this case we can just call another function here. For example, we can say outside of this function is called convert. We can have another function like convert pounds, right? Convert lbs. It takes maybe it takes a number. What it will do, it just will give us this whole thing here. Let's copy this in part, right? It's just giving us this part. And instead of input, it's using this using this num. And in this case here, we can just call that function. We want to call this function's name, convert lbs, and takes the input. Okay, it's going to be exactly the same thing, but we just move these things out to another function. This way we make the code more cleaner, right? Because we don't have a lot of stuff in this one function, makes it really long. Instead, we have separated them into different functions. Like when we go to this case, we just call this function, which is this, right? This makes it match. And in here, we can call another function. Remember to use a break after each case. Will help you stop the switch. And if it's equal to gram, we need to call convert grams here, right? We can call another function here, and we can copy this function and let's change it a little bit into convert grams, right? We have a convert grams, yeah, the matches, and we can know. Instead of showing the grams, we want to show the pounds, right? Show the like lbs here. I don't know how it's the better way. What is the better way to say lb? Maybe just pounds. And so we need to update this numbers here, right? Like when you transfer a gram into a kilogram, you just divide by 1,000. And when you transfer grams into pounds, I'm not sure how you transfer that, but I can just check it. Grams to pounds. 1 gram is equal to this pound, so I just copy this number. And oops, actually it should be 1 here, and then equal to copy this and put it right here. Okay. And let's transfer grams to ounce. 1 gram is equal to this. Let's copy that, paste it here. Okay, so if we go back to our website, refresh it, we have this is how you transfer to grams. If I change this to grams, it's showing you the pounds, kilograms, and ounces, right? Change it back. This is how we make it working for all the units here. We can have more cases. Cases for kilogram, cases for ounce, cases for the centigrade, cases for the meters, for miles, for inches, right? We have a lot of them. We have a break here. Just give any cases, right? Cases for kilograms. Small k, I think. This cases should match what exactly I have for the option here. For the option, you can have a value here actually. If it doesn't have a value, it will just taking whatever you have in the option here. Okay, so I don't really need a value. If you don't have value, it will just take this. It will treat this as your treat the in HTML as your value. Okay, and yeah, that's basically how I plan to do this project. Maybe there's a better way, but this is the first way coming to my mind.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Could you take and break each case into two functions? One function just to create the variables for that calculation, and then another one that brings in the HTML with variables, and you just fill variables?
Yeah, of course you can do that. But like so, getting the result is just only one line. So I'm not planning to actually put this into a new function because I think this is easy enough. But you can actually put them in another function to help you to convert those values, and put.
Too, right?
Yeah.
So you change that to a variable too.
So this is in HTML. This is basically just a string. So within the string, we will have those values here, and maybe you want to have a lot of other functions to help you to calculate it.
Instead of having like HTML here for this case, HTML for this case, where you have the H1 tag, you put a variable there for whatever.
Well, the HTML tag is basically still changing, right? I have H4 here saying the gram, which is H4 here saying the pounds. If you want to do that, remember you want to change those titles, those headings here, right? Like it will have for different units, it will have different headings, and maybe a different number of headings. Because for centigrade, so for the temperature, there's only only one card here, right? For the meters, they have different number of cards here. Like for meter, we only have two cards here, or maybe more cards. So the HTML tag not will always keep the same. It will be changed depends on which unit you choose. So for example here, if we trying to change and another case, like case 1 is equal to meter, right? We will transfer the meters into miles and inches. So we'll convert meters here, and we can have a function called convert meters. Function convert meters. Let me make sure the name matches. Convert meters. Convert meters. Okay, it takes a number here. You can call it any name, but this one should take the input. Yeah, input is the value user put there. Okay, so here I will have like a different in HTML, right? We only convert it into two stuff. So we don't need all three of them. I only need two of them. I will do convert the inner HTML with it was meters. I'll change it into miles and inches maybe. Okay, so here I change the heading here. This one changing into miles. This one into inches, and the way to calculate the value here. So let's change them from mass to like a distance. Which one is that? Length. Okay. 1 meter is equal to how many miles? I think it's this number here. Let's copy that. Put it here. Okay, and 1 meter is equal to 39 inches. Let's put it here. Times this. Okay, so if we just come back here, have pounds, we have grams, we have meters. Alright? So it should say that the inner HTML only have two right now. We can just easily change them. It's really responsive. It's got a kind of responsive design for users. Can just if they just choose anything, it will instead show a result for them. Okay? And this is basically today's project. I'm not going to do all of them because there's a lot, but this is same work. You can just keep adding cases here and create functions under it. All right. Yes. Yeah. So the num is a parameter. It's a parameter I pass to this function. And when we call this function, we will give this num. Like for in the cases when we call this function, we don't know how much the num is, like what the value of the num is. The num should be equal to the input, and the input is the user input value. Remember that input is equal to document the current selector input value of the value. The input value which is connected with this input user put. It's connected to this input here, and every time when we call the function, it will pass in a parameter which is this input. We'll give this input here, and this input is exactly this num is. Okay, no matter how much this input I give here, it's exactly the num equal to. So here we say convert grams or convert lb, convert pounds with this input, and this input is equal to this value user put here because we said. Yeah, we can change this, but this input should match that. We can change it like input 2. It should be matched. Otherwise, we'll tell you input is not defined. We need to define it before using that. You don't have to, like for the when you create a function, you don't have to define this variable because this is a parameter. Like you let the JavaScript know when I call this function, I will give you this value. I will give you how the value of this num. You can call it anything. Like if you want to call it like this value, right? You can just change this into value. It means no matter what this value is, I want to directly put it here, and I want to run this function here. I want to run this math here. Like this value, it is a value. When I call you, I will give you. This is the syntax for function. The function will have a name, and it has the parameters. The parameter, it means when I call this function, I will give you this value, which is when I call this function, I will give you this value. I give you the value is equal to input 2. Is equal to this value here. Okay, this is just the value you want to pass in when you call this function. Otherwise, the function won't be working. Like for example, if I delete this input here, that means when I call you, I didn't give you any value. If I refresh the page, open the console log, you're seeing uncaught syntax error, unexpected number on the line 80. And seeing you are trying. Oh, sorry. Here it should be num. Refresh it. It's no error right now. If you just try to enter something, it should not. I don't know what you are talking about. Yeah, you are trying to call a function convert pounds, and it takes no input. But I only found a function with the same name, but there is a syntax should be a parameter here. But I don't see your function matches with this, so this is like something I can't understand. Okay. And same thing if you give like a 2, if you give the 2 input here, like I'll give what's error? Why is this deleting my stuff? Okay, like if I pass in 2 values here, it still cannot understand what you're talking about. Oh, I think it can, but it's just directly taking the first input here. It's just ignore the second one. But this isn't really working great. See, it's just stop working, stop actually moving. It just stops here. So it should be, if you want to call this function, you have to pass in a value for it, pass in an input, or like when we'll change it. If you pass in like nothing. It will not understand what the value is really is. Like you seems like you should give me a value, but you don't give me, so I cannot really calculate the result for you. It seems like you should give me a value, but I don't see where the value is. I don't see where the value is. And if we try to cancel log this value, it will tell you undefined. You never defined this value. But if I give this value to him, let's say the value should be equal to the input. If I refresh the page, see the value, the console log gives the value is equal to this, right? I can cancel, make it easier, like it says, value is, right? I can do it like that. Have a plus here. Say the value is this. The value is always equal to the number I give it. No matter what I change here, it should always equal to the value I give it. Okay? So this is how function. When you create a function, you should say you have a name, and you will have a parameter. This parameter I will give you. Don't worry about this value, because when I call you, I will give you this value. Okay? So that's basically how it is. And that's it for today's project. And you can create more cases there. For now, I only have like 3 cases, and I can have a lot of more cases for each different selections I choose here. Okay, so let's upload this this function to this file to our GitHub. Okay, so let's just open the unit converter. I want to right click, git bash. Just git push, git add dot, and git status. I updated the index and the main.js. Git commit. More selections for user. Git push. Okay, the code should be there. So remember, we just ended the switch cases here, and each time when we call it, each time when we run into this case, we'll call this function and give it a value here, which is the input, and here the function will take this parameter. The input is equal to this num, and we will use it here. Okay, change this to num. Okay, I think I should update it again because I changed something. Git add, git commit, fix typo, git push. Okay, let me stop the recording.